right, man, let's talk about why you probably shouldn't seriously date or marry a woman that goes both ways, as we know what I'm speaking of. Some people think it's cool. I knew people that did it and successfully, to the naked eye, that did it, and that's doing it. But I think kids know more about what's going on than y'all think. You gotta think about the traps of it, and it sound cool. We're not gonna have a threesome, and you have multiple people to pay the bills, and the poly is the way to go. You know what I'm saying? The poly for you, so be it, but you gotta weigh the options, and I'm gonna help you weigh a couple of the options. Let me know if I'm missing something that y'all think about. And I ain't telling nobody how to live their life. No, be it. You never know. Things change. You might say, well, I'll never buy Dodge. And you be like, oh man, I like the Wagoneer. You might be like, damn, son, I never, be able to be a billionaire. And one day you might fuck around and be a bill. You just never know where life gonna take you at. But so I try never to say never on most things. But one thing you got to think about is if y'all gonna have a family, I always say this, if you gonna seriously marry a woman, right, and you want to start a family with a woman, especially if you want to start a family, because you can start a family and never be married to nobody if you do believe, know that. But I always say you want that woman to be what you want your daughter to grow up to be. And this is why you hear people say, well, 6 months is a year, you should know you want to marry somebody. Absolutely not. And I'm gonna speak on that. I mean, you don't really know a person until you actually, spend a bunch of time. And that's why when people went through the pandemic with people and they got to know them and they're like, oh shit, I don't even like them. You know what I'm saying? It's just sex based. But I'm gonna speak on that too. I'm gonna have to put that on my notes. But one thing you got to think about, do you want your daughter to grow up and be in that lifestyle? Your kids are going to know what's going on in that house. They're going to know. No matter how much you try to hide it. Yeah, we was a little bit, dumbfounded when we was younger. When your auntie talking about this is her friend, or, this is her girlfriend, her homegirl from work, and then you find out you get older, that's her nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's her man or her woman. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a little bit more out there, and these kids are very internet savvy and all of that, and you got to understand, you can say, well, you can call her Aunt Grace or she the maid or whatever. They gonna know when y'all all in the bedroom together and they playing the Xbox, or they gonna know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand that. Do you want your kids to follow in them footsteps? And it seemed like, and I'm on the outside looking in, allegedly the Smiths have no problem with that. Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith, they have no issue. They have no issue with that. They kids taking on that lifestyle. So if that's something that you don't want if you want to start a family and you don't want your kids taking up upon that lifestyle, then I don't think a wife and a girl that goes both ways, or polygamous, whatever you call it, polyamorous relationship, is for you. Then, okay, you got to think about, what if y'all break up? Now, what sparked this video? I was watching the lead attorney, great channels, great brother, and shout out to Osei Du Jackson. He put me hip on the lead attorney, and he had a guy in a video. You go watch old people videos and they see their videos pop up from 10 years ago. He had a video from a year ago, and the guy got up here and he asked him some legal advice, right? He's down there in Georgia. He basically said he had a one-night stand, didn't pull out with the rubber. Shout out to my nigga Jap, Mr. Jap. And he basically said it was just a one-night stand, and the girl got pregnant, and now the girl, just one-night stand, moved to Maryland, and she got with a girl, and the stud is telling him, her boyfriend is telling him that you can't speak to your daughter unless you go through me. He was seeing what his legal action was. So you got to be prepared for that. So if she get bored with you, which most women are going to leave and get bored with you unless there is a need, and the only reason a lot of women don't leave is because they with the provider, but they still want to have their fun, right? But let's say y'all do break up, which the numbers, especially in the wild, wild west, say you guys will break up. Y'all do break up, and she gonna decide to be, fully gay. And now your son got a stepmama. He got 2 mamas. Are you fine with that? Are you cool with that? Yeah, it was cool when y'all was having menage a trois and you was, living your best fantasies and living your nasty lifestyle. And most of the brothers that I know that indulged in that, and I kind of had some, like when I was in college, man, I wasn't even looking for it. Anytime you don't look for something, you find it. Trust me, especially them Roku remotes. And I was, I wasn't looking, and I ended up, having two girls that like me and they wanted to share. So be it. But it's cool, when you go to college, what I'm saying, off to college, okay, cool, you experiment. When you go to, a lot of the brothers say, oh, I was in college or I went to a foreign country, and all the dirt and all the, little sexual escapades I had, you'll never know because it was in a foreign country. You know what I'm saying? It's in a foreign country. So yeah, you don't want to, base a foundation relationship. You got to think about that. And a lot of those women that want to be men, they have a complex. They have a feminist hatred towards men. So y'all ain't gonna be one of them cool, co-parenting and all that shit. Yeah, come on, we ain't gonna be cool. So you kind of gotta add all that. You gotta add that into the equation. Stop thinking with your man down there and start thinking with your mind. Come on. Now you got to go through this. So do you want your son or daughter having two mamas? You know what I'm saying? So she decided to leave you. You know what I'm saying? And everything you do is for the most part going to get boring. It's repetitive. You can do new positions. Y'all can turn on music. Y'all can do role play. Y'all can do whatever with a woman. She can bring different women into the bedroom. You got to understand. And if y'all, she choose to be that way, right? And she can see y'all bring different women and different women into the bedroom, because I hope you won't bring a different dude in there. I mean, that's your preference. But if y'all bring different women into the bedroom, what if she decides she like that woman more than you? It was another dude. O'Shea Dude Jackson shared this video like last summer. He was doing a series on TikTok. You probably can Google this. Dating in Atlanta. And he basically said that, he was dating a girl, and I forget how exactly the story went. He said he was dating a girl and, and I guess they, she liked one of his homegirls or something like that. So they should decide to have a threesome. So he, after they had the threesome, they never called again. They never called them and whatever. So I'm guessing he was dating a chick, and he had a girlfriend or another friend, and he ended up bringing them in for a threesome. Long story short, he catched them at the mall kissing and holding hands, and they had to tell him that they wasn't woman enough to tell him that they was gonna that they chose to be together. So he lost his chick in a threesome, both his chicks in the threesome. So you prepare for that when you bring new people into your relationship. Now, I don't know much about this. I've talked to people that know about swinger parties. Swinger parties allegedly have rules where it's just sexual in that swinger party, which I'm not interested in none of that. I don't even like strip clubs. It's just, cool there. But if y'all engage into a relationship outside the swinger party, you break the rules, and there are penalties for that. Don't know what the penalties are. Don't ask me. Don't know. So, like I said, once you rotate people into your bedroom, what if she or he likes her more than you? That's what you got to ask yourself. Are you prepared to really be in a full poly relationship at that point? And are you prepared for your kids to adopt that lifestyle? Remember, kids always don't listen to what you say. They watch what you do. And this is why you see, people who have kids that have great relationships and raise great households. They always agree we're going to be a united front. And if you take any type of counseling or advice from people, even people that didn't do it right, but they know what they need to do, older people, they'll tell you need to be a united front in front of the kid. So when the kid asks for something, you shouldn't say yay and they shouldn't say nay. Say, we're going to talk about it and we're going to get back with you. Y'all shouldn't argue in front of the kid about a subject or at all. You have some parents that didn't argue in front of the kids at all. I think that's the best way, not yelling and screaming and being emotional. I think going into the car, going into the garage, I think, when you talk about relationships, and if I was able to do a serious one where I wanted to get married, which I'm not against getting married with the right person, I would love to do it. But it's just, it ain't too many good people out here no more, good women out here. So, but I just think when you have those relationships like that, I think, being able to write down, what's wrong, and y'all able to have times of the week to discuss that, where we have a time where we budget our money. We have a time where we talk about where we're going to save the money, where we're going to spend the money, we're going to cut back vacation fund, going to see our accountant or going to see our financial advisor. Then we have days where we talk about what's going on and what issues we need to fix. If you sit down and issue and take time out your week and issue times out that throughout your relationship, I think it goes a lot smoother. But nonetheless, those are just things to weigh in. And this is things that people don't think about. People think about the short term when you talk about, the poly relationship. Are you ready to be prepared to deal with two? If you, want to, kind of, she want to move her in, or y'all want to be a family of three. Are you prepared to deal with two emotional creatures? Do you know when two emotional creatures get together, women on women relationships, one of the two major issues in those relationships that goes into divorce, and I've talked about this in the video, is DV. So they are very violent and physical. So when you put two of the same thing together that's emotionally unstable, are you prepared to be the referee between their fights? Even if you just bringing the girl of the money or the girl of the 2 months in or the weekend, women don't really like each other. So in my opinion, I don't think you want to base a relationship, especially if you building a family, build on a sex fetish. So just things to think about, man. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. I appreciate y'all for checking in, man. Let me know in the comment section. Peace.